the goldmine of knowledge about how Africa's wealthiest billionaires rake in their cash, brought to you by none other than Forbes. Buckle up because we're about to unravel the secrets behind the fortunes of Africa's richest moguls. Now, picture this. The fortunes of Africa's elite have been on a roller coaster ride over the past year. But guess what? They're bouncing back, folks. That's right. After a slight dip, these titans of industry are reclaiming their spots at the top of the financial food chain. While they might not have reached their all-time highs from 2022 just yet, they're certainly inching their way back up. So who are these money magicians? Well, let me break it down for you. According to the latest Forbes list, the top 20 billionaires in Africa are sitting pretty on a combined wealth of $82.4 billion. Hold on to your hats, because that's a cool $900 million more than last year. But here's the kicker. A big chunk of that increase can be chalked up to the return of a familiar face, Nigeria's own Femi Otedola, making a grand comeback after disappearing from the scene since 2017. Now, let's take a peek at the leaderboard, shall we? South Africa takes the lead with a whopping 6 spots on the list, followed closely by Egypt with 5 and Nigeria with 4. But hey, let's not forget about the underdogs. Algeria, Tanzania, and Zimbabwe each boast a billionaire of their own, while Morocco proudly claims 2 seats at the table. It's a true melting pot of wealth, folks. So, who's strutting their stuff at the top of the billionaire pyramid in 2024? Coming in at number 5, we've got none other than Mike Adenuga. Hailing from Nigeria, Adenuga is a force to be reckoned with as the country's second richest man. But wait, there's more. He's not just second best, he's double-dipping in the billionaire pool. Now that's what I call a double whammy of success. Mike Adenuga, a powerhouse in both telecommunications and oil production, this Nigerian mogul has been making waves with his mobile phone network Globacom, which boasts a staggering 60 million subscribers. Talk about reaching the masses. Adenuga's empire extends even further with the construction of Glo One, a colossal 6,100-meter submarine internet cable stretching all the way to the UK via Ghana and Portugal. Oh, and let's not forget about his oil exploration outfit, Con Oil Producing, which is blazing trails with operations across 6 oil blocks in the Nile Delta. With Adenuga at the helm, it's no wonder his wealth continues to soar to new heights. Next on our list is Nassef Nasser Suisse, a titan of investment and a proud member of Egypt's wealthiest family. With a jaw-dropping net worth of $8.7 billion, Suisse is no stranger to the big leagues. In December 2020, he made headlines with his savvy investment moves, snagging a 5% stake in the New York-listed firm Madison Square Garden Sports, the proud owners of the NBA Knicks and the NHL Rangers. But wait, there's more. Suisse isn't content with just one ace up his sleeve. He also holds a nearly 6% stake in the German sportswear giant Adidas. Let's not forget about OCI, his brainchild and one of the world's largest nitrogen fertilizer producers, with operations spanning across Texas and Iowa. With Suisse calling the shots, it's clear that his financial empire knows no bounds. Now let's turn our attention to Nicky Oppenheimer and the illustrious Oppenheimer family, a name synonymous with the glittering world of diamonds. As the heir to the De Beers diamond fortune, Nicky Oppenheimer continued his family's legacy with gusto. For 85 years, the Oppenheimers held sway over the diamond trade, but it was Nicky who truly cemented their place in history. In a bold move in 2001, he took the reins and steered De Beers into private territory, securing its status as a powerhouse in the industry. But the saga doesn't end there. In 2012, Nicky made waves once again by selling his 40% stake in the firm to mining giant Anglo American for a jaw-dropping $5.1 billion in cash. Talk about a diamond-studded payday. Nicky Oppenheimer. Back in 2014, Oppenheimer decided to spread his wings and soar into the world of aviation, founding Fireblade Aviation in the bustling city of Johannesburg. Specializing in chartered flights, this venture catapulted Oppenheimer even further into the realms of success. But that's not all. When it comes to land ownership, Oppenheimer isn't just playing small. He's got a whopping 720 square miles of conservation land under his belt, spanning across South Africa, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and beyond. Now that's what I call a real estate empire with a cause. Now let's shift our gaze to the man who's been making waves in the world of luxury goods, Johann Rupert and the illustrious Rupert family. Hailing from South Africa, Rupert is the mastermind behind some of the most coveted brands in the luxury market. But what sets him apart from the rest? Well, for starters, he's not content with just a slice of the pie. He's holding on tight to the whole darn bakery. With a keen eye for luxury, Rupert has solidified his empire with a diverse portfolio of brands that leave consumers clamoring for more. From high-end watches to exquisite jewelry, his influence knows no bounds. So what's his secret to success? Well, you just have to stick around to find out. Coming in hot at the number 2 spot this year is none other than Johann Rupert. With a net worth of $10.1 billion, Rupert might have seen a slight dip from last year's figures. But hey, who's counting when you're still rolling in billions? As the mastermind behind iconic brands like Cartier and Montblanc, but here's the kicker. This isn't Rupert's first rodeo in the world of wealth. In fact, his journey began way back in 1998, when he orchestrated the spin-off of assets from Remgro Limited, a company founded by his father Anton in the 1940s. But wait, there's more. Rupert isn't content with just one feather in his cap. He's got his fingers in multiple pies, with a 7% stake in the diversified investment firm Remgro, which he also chairs, and a hefty 26% ownership of Rayet, an investment holding company based in Luxembourg. Rupert's influence stretches far and wide. Whether it's calling the shots in the boardroom or making strategic investment moves, this billionaire extraordinaire knows how to make his mark in the world of finance. So what's the secret to Rupert's success? Well, folks, you'll just have to stick around to find out. From luxury brands to investment ventures, he's a true visionary who's redefining the meaning of wealth. So grab your popcorn and settle in, because you're about to witness the power and prestige of Africa's richest billionaires in action. Leading the pack as the coveted number 1 spot is none other than Aliko Dangote, a name synonymous with wealth and success. With a net worth of $13.9 billion, Dangote remains supreme as Africa's richest individual, and he's been holding on to that title for a whopping 13 years straight. But who exactly is Aliko Dangote, you ask? Well, let me break it down for you. Dangote is the mastermind behind Dangote Cement, the largest cement producer on the entire continent. Talk about laying down the foundation for success. With a staggering 85% ownership of publicly traded Dangote Cement, Dangote isn't just a businessman. He's a bona fide powerhouse in the world of industry. But that's not all. Dangote's empire extends even further with his foray into fertilizers. After years of development, his fertilizer plant in Nigeria finally kicked into gear in March 2022, adding yet another feather to his cap. And if that wasn't enough, Dangote is gearing up to make waves in the oil industry with the launch of his very own Dangote refinery, set to start refining operations in 2024. With his sights set on even greater heights, it's no wonder Dangote's fortune continues to soar, climbing by a cool $400 million this year alone. Now let's switch gears and shine a spotlight on Dangote's philanthropic efforts. As a vocal opponent of fracking in the Kuu region of South Africa, where he owns land, Dangote isn't just about making money. He's about making a difference. By taking a stand against harmful practices, he's showing the world that true success isn't just measured in dollars and cents, but in the positive impact we leave on our planet. So what's the secret to Dangote's enduring success? Well, folks, it all boils down to one word: vision. With a keen eye for opportunity and an unwavering determination to make his dreams a reality, Dangote has cemented his place in history as a true titan of industry. From cement to fertilizers to oil, there's no limit to what this billionaire mogul can achieve. A tantalizing glimpse into the lives of Africa's richest billionaires and the secrets behind their staggering fortunes. From cement to philanthropy, these titans of industry are rewriting the rules of wealth and leaving an indelible mark on the world stage. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. The high-octane world of Formula One, where speed isn't just a thrill, but a way of life. Strap in tight as we journey through the twists and turns of one man's remarkable story, a tale that reads like a Hollywood blockbuster. Picture this. January 23, 2017, Liberty Media steps up to the podium, dropping a jaw-dropping $4.4 billion to claim ownership of F1, putting an end to a 4-decade reign of one man who was the undisputed star of the show. Who was this mastermind behind the wheel? None other than Bernie Ecclestone. But let's rewind the tape a bit. Long before the big bucks and global dominance, Ecclestone was just a racing enthusiast with a dream. In 1951, a nasty collision with Bill Whitehouse sent him flying from the cockpit. But instead of throwing in the towel, Ecclestone took a detour into real estate while keeping a keen eye on the car business. Fast forward to 1957, and he's back in the game, this time managing driver Stuart Lewis Evans. But tragedy struck at the 1958 Moroccan Grand Prix, when Lewis's engine went up in flames, leaving Ecclestone reeling from the loss of a close friend. Yet amidst the turmoil, Ecclestone soldiered on, embodying the resilience that defines champions. The 60s were a turbulent time for Formula One. Teams were pushing the limits of innovation, but with innovation came a hefty price tag. Money was tight, and the sport relied heavily on manufacturers for support. And let's not forget the safety concerns plaguing the sport, with tragic accidents claiming the lives of legends like Wolfgang von Trips and Jim Clark. Ecclestone wasn't just a spectator in this drama, he was a key player, managing Y and Rin, and even partially owning Rin's Lotus Formula 2 team. Ecclestone was deeply entrenched in the heart of the racing world. But tragedy struck again when Rin lost his life in a crash at the Monza circuit in 1970, casting a shadow over Ecclestone's triumphs. But Ecclestone wasn't one to back down from a challenge. As the 70s unfolded, he emerged as a driving force in F1, navigating the sport through the treacherous waters of financial uncertainty and global recession. His shrewd business acumen and unwavering determination were the fuel that kept F1's engines soaring. Fast forward to the 21st century, and Ecclestone's legacy looms large over the world of motorsport. Love him or hate him, there's no denying the indelible mark he's left on Formula One. From daring deals to high-stakes negotiations, Ecclestone's story is a testament to the power of passion and perseverance. In 1971, he swooped in and purchased Brabham Racing, kickstarting a revolution that would change the face of Formula One forever. With a keen eye for talent and an ironclad determination, Ecclestone turned Brabham into a force to be reckoned with, from signing top designers like Gordon Murray to securing star drivers like Nelson Piquet and Niki Lauda. Bernie was the driving force behind Brabham's meteoric rise. But what set Bernie apart wasn't just his knack for picking winners. It was his unparalleled attention to detail. From color-coded uniforms for mechanics to a relentless pursuit of perfection, Brabham set the standard for excellence on and off the track. And as the sport's popularity soared, so did Bernie's bank account. He understood the value of television rights long before anyone else, ensuring that Formula One became a global spectacle watched by millions. But Bernie wasn't content with just revolutionizing the racing scene. He wanted to shake up the entire industry. In 1974, he spearheaded the formation of the Formula One Constructors Association, cementing his status as a key player in the sport. And when he took the reins as CEO in 1978 alongside legal heavyweight Max Mosley, it was game over for his rivals. Together, Bernie and Max were a force to be reckoned with. While Mosley thrived in the political arena, Ecclestone had his sights set on the bottom line. They were a match made in heaven, or perhaps hell, depending on who you ask. Armed with a shared vision and a healthy dose of cunning, they took on the establishment and won. But Bernie's legacy isn't just about dollars and cents. It's about passion and perseverance. He saw the potential in Formula One when others saw only a sport, and thanks to his tireless efforts, F1 became more than just a race. It became a global phenomenon. Sponsorships poured in faster than a pit crew changing tires, as brands clamored to hitch their wagons to the Formula One phenomenon. With Bernie at the helm, the race promoters lost their bargaining power faster than a rookie driver spinning out on the first lap. In television networks, they needed Bernie more than a car needs gasoline. The man had the golden touch, turning Formula One into must-watch TV. But Bernie wasn't just raking in cash, he was wielding power like a seasoned pro. By striking annual TV rights deals covering every race, Bernie had broadcasters eating out of his hand faster than a driver hitting the accelerator. And get this, it was all Bernie's brainchild. The man was a strategic genius, outmaneuvering his opponents with the finesse of a Grand Prix champion. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the FIA, the sport's governing body, was content to let Bernie do the heavy lifting. Little did they know, Bernie was amassing power faster than a car rounding the final corner. With the OFCA, Bernie's brainchild, calling the shots, the FIA found themselves playing catch-up in a game they didn't even know they were in. But every hero needs a nemesis, and in 1978, Bernie met his match in the flamboyant Jean-Marie Balestre, the new president of the FIA. Determined to wrest control from Bernie and the British teams, Balestre declared war, setting the stage for a battle royale that would make the Monaco Grand Prix look like a Sunday drive. Picture this. Behind the scenes, when the cameras weren't rolling, a battle of wits unfolded between Ecclestone and the FIA president. It was a game of cat and mouse, with secrets and alliances lurking around every corner. Bernie, always one step ahead, tracked down the FIA president's calls, discovering a clandestine conversation with Lotus boss Colin Chapman. Sensing trouble, Bernie swooped in, charming Chapman with compliments and flattery, securing his allegiance with finesse. Talk about a strategic masterstroke. But Bernie's toolkit went beyond smooth talking. His personal connections with track owners and government officials gave him the edge when it mattered most. From cozying up to King Juan Carlos for control of the circuit to orchestrating negotiations in the dead of night, Bernie played the game like a seasoned pro. And when it came to bluffing, Bernie had nerves of steel. During the South Africa Grand Prix, when the FIA president declared the race wouldn't count towards the championship, Bernie didn't bat an eye. Instead, he rallied the teams, covered costs, and even provided tires out of his own pocket. Now that's what I call playing hardball. But Bernie's crowning achievement came in the form of the Concorde Agreement, a game-changing pact that reshaped the landscape of Formula One. With Enzo Ferrari by his side, Bernie dealt the final blow to his rivals, cementing his dominance in the sport. In 1995, Ecclestone's influence reached its peak when Max Mosley's FIA handed him the commercial rights to F1 for a jaw-dropping 15 years. Yep, you heard that right. One man, one sport, 15 years. It was a coronation of sorts, a nod to Bernie's unrivaled power over the destiny of Formula One. But Bernie was just getting started. In a move straight out of a playbook, he transferred ownership of his Formula One empire to his wife Slavica in 1996. Talk about a power move. This maneuver wasn't just about taxes. It was all part of Bernie's intricate plan to take Formula One to new heights. With the reins of Formula One now firmly in Slavica's hands, Bernie orchestrated a series of groundbreaking deals that reshaped the landscape of the sport. From negotiating a 10-year deal with the teams to inking a robust 15-year agreement with the FIA, Bernie was unstoppable. But Bernie wasn't just making waves in the boardroom. He was making headlines in the political arena too. With a cool $1 million donation to the Labour Party, Bernie showed that he wasn't afraid to play hardball when it came to lobbying the government. And let's just say it caused quite a stir. In 1999, Bernie executed another financial masterstroke, selling a chunk of his empire to Morgan Grenville Private Equity for a staggering $325 million. And just when you thought he couldn't top that, he sold even more of his stake to Hellman and Fredman for an eye-watering $725 million. But while Bernie's financial maneuvers may have raised a few eyebrows, there's no denying the impact he had on Formula One. From bringing new races to iconic tracks to revolutionizing the way the sport was televised, Bernie was the driving force behind Formula One's meteoric rise. But it wasn't all about the money for Bernie. He understood the dangers of the sport, having managed drivers like Stuart Lewis Evans and Jochen Rindt. His unwavering commitment to safety ushered in significant advancements, making Formula One a safer place for its daring protagonists. Yet like all great stories, Bernie's reign eventually came to an end when Liberty Media took over Formula One. But even in his departure, Bernie left his mark on the sport, paving the way for a new era of growth and innovation. From revamped logos to a newfound embrace of social media, Formula One has undergone a visual and digital transformation since Bernie's departure. And while the sport may have changed, Bernie's legacy lives on, reminding us all of the man who owned Formula One like no one else could. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. One of the most ambitious engineering feats of our time, the creation of the new Gordie Howe International Bridge, set to link the United States and Canada like never before. Picture this, a colossal structure spanning over the azure waters, pushing the boundaries of engineering marvels. The Gordie Howe Bridge is gearing up to claim its title as the longest cable-stayed bridge in North America and the 5th longest in the world. That's right, we're talking about a bridge that's not just connecting two nations, but rewriting the skyline of our continent. But why all the fuss? Well, let's talk trade, folks. The US and Canada share the largest trading partnership in the world. In 2021 alone, we're talking a whopping $664 billion worth of goods flowing back and forth. Move over, China. Canada's in the spotlight now. Now picture this, Detroit and Windsor, two bustling cities sitting on either side of the border, where over $300 million worth of goods cross daily. That's a whole lot of commerce, folks. And with traffic projected to skyrocket to 26,500 crossings daily by 2025, we need a bridge that can handle the hustle and bustle. Enter the Gordie Howe Bridge. It's not just a bridge, folks. It's a lifeline for businesses, communities, and economies on both sides of the border. With 6 lanes of traffic and state-of-the-art border processing facilities, this bridge is more than just a connection. It's a gateway to prosperity. We've been watching that bridge deck stretch out over the water for what feels like ages. Can't wait for it to finally open. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but hey, good things come to those who wait, right? The anticipation is palpable, but hold on to your hard hats, folks, because this project hasn't been all smooth sailing. Cue the plot twist. Delays and cost overruns. Originally slated for completion by the end of 2024, the opening of the Gordie Howe Bridge has been pushed back to September of 2025. And with an extra $700 million tacked onto the bill, it's been quite the roller coaster ride. Yeah, it's been tough. We've faced our fair share of challenges along the way, but hey, we're building more than just a bridge here. We're building a legacy. So what's been the holdup? Well, folks, when you're dealing with a project of this magnitude, delays are par for the course. From weather woes to logistical hurdles, the Gordie Howe Bridge has faced its fair share of roadblocks. Building a bridge of this scale is no small feat. But rest assured, folks, we're pulling out all the stops to ensure that when the Gordie Howe Bridge finally opens its doors, it'll be worth the wait. Now picture this, a bridge that's not just a bridge, but a game changer for transportation between Ontario, Quebec, and Eastern Canada. We're talking about a project that's set to revolutionize the way we move goods and people across the border, folks. So who's behind this monumental endeavor? It's none other than the Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority and Bridging North America, teaming up in a public-private partnership to make this dream a reality. And get this, once completed, the bridge will be publicly owned by the governments of Canada and Michigan. Talk about teamwork, right? But here's where it gets even more interesting. This bridge isn't just any old structure, it's named after the legendary Canadian ice hockey player Gordie Howe. With a career spanning 25 years with the Detroit Red Wings, Gordie Howe was a true icon, and this bridge serves as a fitting tribute to his legacy. Fun fact, construction began just 2 years after his passing, making this project even more special. Now let's rewind the clock a bit. The whole shebang started nearly 2 decades ago, when the idea of the Detroit River International Crossing was first conceived back in 2004. The plan was ambitious, to create a bridge that would streamline transportation and boost trade between the US and Canada. But as with any grand project, there were hurdles along the way. First up, construction delays. Originally slated for completion by 2016, the project hit a snag when Canada rejected a $550 million allocation in 2012. But hey, setbacks are just a part of the journey, right? Fast forward to the following year and things started looking up when the federal government of Canada stepped in with funding for the bridge's construction. Let's not forget the crucial permit granted by the US Department of State, giving Michigan the green light to make this bridge a reality. But wait, there's more. This bridge isn't just about connecting two countries, it's about fostering economic growth, creating jobs, and strengthening ties between communities on both sides of the border. It's about opening up new opportunities for trade, tourism, and collaboration. In short, it's a bridge to a brighter future. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? It all began with the Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority stepping up to the plate, selected to operate this game-changing bridge. But it wasn't until 2017, following a powwow between the newly elected US President Donald Trump and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, that things really kicked into high gear. The two governments joined forces, pledging their unwavering support for the speedy completion of this monumental project. Talk about a powerhouse partnership. Fast forward to the following year and cue the drum roll. The consortium Bridging North America swoops in to take the reins as the project's builder. Just like that, the stage was set for what would become one of the most ambitious construction projects of our time. Now let's talk design and features, because trust me, this bridge is no ordinary span of concrete and steel. Oh no, my friends, it's a masterpiece in the making. Picture this, a 1.5-kilometer span stretching majestically over the Detroit River, flanked by 2 towering A-shaped towers standing tall at a staggering 220 meters. But wait, there's more. Right smack dab in the middle, we've got a pair of candle-levered beauties, each a whopping 425 meters long. Talk about architectural eye candy. But here's where it gets even cooler. Those towering towers, they're not just any old structures. They're designed to resemble the curvature of an ice hockey stick, paying homage to none other than the legendary hockey player himself, Gordie Howe. It's a fitting tribute to a true Canadian icon, don't you think? And let's not forget about the backbone of this beast, a network of cables fanning out directly from those towering towers, bearing the weight of the road with ease. It's a marvel of modern engineering, folks. Once complete, the Gordie Howe Bridge will boast 6 motor vehicle lanes, 3 heading to the US and 3 to Canada, along with an 11-meter wide pedestrian and bike path. That's right, folks, we're talking accessibility for all, whether you're driving, biking, or just taking a leisurely stroll. Now, why does this all matter, you ask? Well, buckle up, because here's the kicker. This bridge isn't just about connecting two countries, it's about paving the way for the future. With American infrastructure reaching a critical juncture and bridges across the country nearing the end of their lifespan, the Gordie Howe Bridge couldn't come at a more crucial time. It's not just a bridge, it's a symbol of progress, innovation, and collaboration. Manuel, the owner of the Ambassador Ridge, hasn't taken too kindly to the idea of a new kid on the block. He's been throwing up roadblocks left and right, citing everything from trespassing on family land to concerns about lost trade traffic. Let's not forget the legal battles, folks. He sued governments, spent millions on campaigns, and even tried to get President Trump involved. Talk about pulling all the stops. Originally slated to open its doors in November 2024, the bridge is now a whopping 10 months behind schedule, with a budget that's ballooned to a staggering 6.4 billion Canadian dollars. And you can thank none other than the good old pandemic for throwing a wrench in the works. It's been a wild ride, folks, but rest assured, we're inching closer to the finish line with each passing day. 2023 was a year of rapid progress, folks, with over 130 of the bridge's 216 cables installed and half of the 6-lane deck in place. It was the busiest construction year yet. And get this, the towers have already reached their full height of 220 meters. Talk about reaching for the sky. But wait, there's more. In 2024, the Canadian and US sides of the road deck will finally meet over the majestic Detroit River. It's a momentous occasion, folks, and we're just getting started. With the completion of all 216 state cables and the final touches on the point of entry agency buildings, we're inching closer to the finish line with each passing day. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, the pandemic. Yes, it threw us a curveball, but thanks to the resilience and determination of the project team, we've managed to stay on track. Sure, there have been delays, but considering the size and complexity of this project, we're pleased to say that we're only 10 months behind schedule. That's right, folks, the show must go on. We're not letting anything stand in our way. As we eagerly await the completion of this remarkable feat of engineering, let's not forget the impact it'll have on one of the most important border crossings in the world. The Gordie Howe Bridge isn't just a bridge. It's a symbol of progress, unity, and connectivity. It's about bringing people together, forging new connections, and opening up opportunities for generations to come. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.